Hi, I'm Sally, and this is a gentle yoga flow. It's designed to ground you, to bring you back into your body, to give your back a bit of a stretch out, your shoulders, opening up the chest. You'll need a couple of blocks today if you've got them at home. If you haven't, then something like hard Tupperware or even a hard water bottle will work well. And it might be useful to have a blanket or a couple of cushions to sit on as well. But just give it a go, do what feels right for your body. Don't push, and enjoy. Coming now into tabletop position, hands and knees. So moving any blocks or any cushions out of the way, coming onto hands and knees, finding tabletop. So joints are stacked here, knees are under your hips, wrists are under your shoulders. Spreading your fingers wide, pressing down through the knuckles, rolling through some cat-cows. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to round up through your shoulders. Breathe in, drop the belly, roll the shoulders. Breathe out, push the ground away and spread the upper back. Let's take a couple of straight ones here. Moving through the spine. And then feel free to move in any direction. I'm itching to get to this part. Just rolling the hips, circling the hands, moving in any way that feels good. There's no wrong way to move here. Just listening to what the body needs, listening to what feels good. Feeling rather than thinking about it. Then coming to stillness in your tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips, pressing up into downward facing dog. Now you can take the knees or the feet wide here if you want to, or have the feet together, it's your choice. Soft knees if you need to, just working the chest back towards the thighs. We'll take a couple of breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just letting the head and neck soften. Letting the heels work towards the floor. It doesn't matter if they don't touch. You might practice for 20 years and the heels will never touch the ground. It's all good. Soften the knees and start to walk the feet towards your hands. Coming into ragdoll. So feet go wide here. Go to hip distance, you might even go wider. Let the upper body fold. And either let the arms hang or take hold of opposite elbows. Little sway from side to side. Soften head and neck. Just getting some movement into the lower back here. Letting the knees be soft. Letting go of the arms. Really slowly here, take your time with this, rolling up to stand. It's rolling up through every part of the spine, piece by piece. And then coming into Tadasana. Standing at the top of your mat, I'll turn to face you. Feet go wide. Let the palms face forward. Let the knees soften. Slightly press down through outside edges of your feet here. Take a breath in through the nose. Let it go through your mouth. One more like that, feel the ribs. And just let go. Take the arms up above the head. We'll come into a standing side bend. So take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Breathe in to lengthen up. Drawing your body over to the left as you breathe out. Just going as deep as feels good in your body. Meet yourself where you're at today. Breathe in to lengthen up and over through right ribs. Breathe out to soften a little deeper into the bend. Releasing back to center. Other side, right wrist takes hold of left, or right hand rather takes hold of left wrist. Lengthen up on the inhale. Soften into the bend as you exhale. Sending breath into left ribs. And moving as deep as your body allows today. It's meeting yourself where you're at. Come back to center on the inhale. Release the arms to the side. Stepping the right leg forward, left leg back, coming into high lunge. Knee can be up here. If you'd rather bring the knee to the ground for this, perfect option. You could pad with a blanket or a cushion. Lengthen up through ribs as you inhale. Twist to the right as you exhale. Breathing in, arms up. Twisting to the left. Inhale, arms to sky. Twisting to the right. Breathe in, arms to sky. And we'll soften into warrior one. You might like to take the feet a little wider here. Left heel comes to the floor. Generous bend into your front knee. Arms up to the sky. Lengthen through ribs as you inhale. Soften the hips forward as you exhale. Hands come together at the lower back at the sacrum. Breathe in to lengthen. Folding, humbling your warrior as you exhale. So you're coming down inside the right knee. If you want to float the hands over the head here, you can. Or if that doesn't work for your shoulders, just rest them on the lower back. Lengthen ribs away from the hips towards the floor. Softening head and neck as you breathe out. Couple more breaths here. Pressing down through the feet. Softening the upper body. Releasing your hands to the floor. Turn to face the side of your mat and spin the feet into a wide-legged forward fold. Toes face forward, lightly pressing down through the heels. Lengthen as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. You can either have the hands on the floor here. You might like to hold the ankles. You could even grab your bricks. It's lifting the arches of your feet. So let the upper body soften here. Head and neck is soft. Upper body lets go a little. You can soften the knees a little here too. Maybe a little shimmy from side to side. It's working a little deeper into the pose. One more breath here. To come out, we'll walk the hands to the top of the mat, rising up, coming into pyramid pose. So you need to shorten the stance by quite some distance here. Right foot forward, left leg back, both legs are straight. Breathe in to lengthen up. Folding forward over your right leg as you exhale. Hands can stay on the hips. You might like to bring your hands to blocks or to the floor. Straightening through the right leg as much as you can. Soft knee here is okay too. Lengthening through the ribs as you breathe in. Upper body softens as you breathe out. And play with drawing the right hip back a little bit. Sometimes you can find a slightly different angle getting into a different part of the hamstrings. It's going to feel different for all of us. Just find the juicy spot for you. And breathe. Softening upper body. Softening head and neck. To come out of this pose, bend your knees. Bring the left knee to the floor. Padding up if you want to for low lunge. So start with both knees at 90 degrees. Squeeze your glutes, tuck your pubic bone to your navel, and draw the ribs in. Once you've done that, shifting the hips forward. Oh, that feels good. Just going as deep as your body allows. Cactus arms is a good option here. You could take the arms straight up, or even hands behind your head for a brain cradle. So wherever you are here, lift the chest as you inhale. Soften the hips forward as you exhale. Whoa. Breathing into shoulders. Breathing down the front of your left thigh. Couple more here. And release out. Coming back into downward facing dog. If you want to take a little flow here, you can, or come straight back in. It's reconnecting to breath. Breathing into back ribs, breathing into shoulders, breathing into neck. Bend your knees, walk the feet to the hands, and slowly rolling up to stand. Coming into Tadasana. Palms face forward, eyes closed. Soften knees, soften shoulders. And we'll do the other side. So coming into high lunge, left foot forward this time, right leg back, heel is off the floor here, arms to the sky. Breathing in, lengthen up, twisting as you breathe out. Arms to sky as you inhale, opening to the right. Arms up as you breathe in, open to the left. Last time, arms up. And we'll soften back into warrior one. So feet go slightly wider here. Right heel comes to the floor. Generous bend in front leg. Arms to the sky. Pressing down through outside edge of right foot. Sending the left thigh forward a little. Hands together at sacrum. Breathe in to lengthen. Folding, humbling your warrior as you breathe out. You can either come down inside your left thigh or use it as a support. It doesn't really matter. So do what feels right to you. Lengthen ribs away from hips as you breathe in. Soften upper body to the floor as you breathe out. One more here. Release your hands to the floor. You're going to turn to face your right for a wide-legged fold. I'm going to turn to face the camera. Take the feet wide. Let the body fold. Hands to the floor, hands to ankles, hands to blocks. Whatever works for you, it's all good here. Take a little mini flat back as you inhale. Let the body fold as you breathe out. Let go a little bit here. Maybe a little shimmy to work slightly deeper. Head and neck is soft. And breathe. Breathing into ribs. Breathing into the back of the body here too. Lightly pressing down through outside edges of the feet. And just notice how that switches on all the muscles in the leg, how it creates stability. To come out, soften the knees, walk the hands to the top. Left leg forward this time for pyramid pose. So a much shorter stance here, about 2 or 3 feet between your feet. Both legs are straight. Both feet face forward. Lengthen the upper body as you breathe in. Fold as you breathe out. Hands to bricks, to the floor, to the shin, it doesn't matter. Both legs are straight. And let go a little bit as you soften here. Let the head and neck be soft. Let the upper body be soft too. You might like to play with drawing left hip back, finding a slightly juicier spot in your hamstrings. Just breathe. Breathe into that. To come out, soften both knees. Right knee to the floor this time. Low lunge. Starting with both knees at 90 degrees. And remember those points of activation. Squeezing the glutes. Tuck pubic bone to navel. Draw the ribs in. Once you've done that, you can shift the weight forward. Same options for the arms. Cactus. Arms up. Brain cradle. Big breaths here. Breathe into ribs. Softening your hips forward as you breathe out. Whoa. Wherever you feel this pose the most, it might be your hip flexors, might be glutes. Breathe into that place. It's going to look and feel a little bit different for all of us. It doesn't matter. Wherever you are in this pose, it's perfect. Couple more breaths here. Maybe an open-mouthed exhale. Oh. One more. And release out. So we're going to come into a seated position here. So you might like to sit on the floor. I like to sit on blocks. Cushions work well too, or a bolster if you've got one. So if you find it hard to fold forward, and that might be because you're tight in the hamstrings, runners or cyclists looking at you. It might be because you've got issues in the lower back, or maybe you've got a belly to navigate. Sit up on something. Blocks, cushions, bolsters. Just gives you a little bit more space in the hips, a little bit more room to fold. We'll take Baddha Konasana here. So soles of feet come together, knees wide. Starting with your hands on your knees, let's get into the hips. So just gently circling round, trying not to fall off your blocks if you're on them. Just making a little bit of space in the hips. Stirring the pot as wide as you can, and back the other way. And coming back to center. Breathe in to lengthen spine. Folding forward as you exhale. You can either hold the feet here or walk the hands forward on the floor. And it doesn't matter how far forward you fold. Some people will lie flat on the floor, some people will fold forward an inch. It's all good. Wherever you are in this pose right now is perfect. Lengthen ribs as you breathe in. Folding forward from the chest as you breathe out. To come out, just gently roll up through the spine. Coming off your blocks or your cushion, so you're sitting on the floor. And we'll take Janu Shirshasana here, starting with the left leg out in front, right foot tucked into the inner thigh. Breathe in to lengthen up, folding over the left leg as you breathe out. Now you might reach your foot, but it doesn't matter if you don't. Hands on shin, on the knee, on the thigh, it's all good. Lengthening through the lumbar spine, lifting the ribs as you breathe in. Folding forward from the chest as you breathe out. Pressing down through left thigh. Letting upper body soften here. Just rolling up, and we'll change sides. So right leg out this time. Left foot is tucked in towards the inner thigh. Doesn't matter if it's not quite there. Lengthen as you breathe in and fold. Maybe reaching the foot, shin, knee, it really doesn't matter. Breathe in to lift through the ribs and fold as you breathe out. Just rolling up through the spine. Come down to lie on your back. We'll finish our practice today with a short shavasana. So lying down, just let the arms and the feet flop out to the side. Shavasana is our sacred pause. It's a chance to soak up the practice, to just let go, to do nothing. So letting go of any sense of effort in this shape. Let go of breath. And let go. And if you've got time to stay a little longer, please feel free. But otherwise, starting to deepen the breath. Bring little movements back to hands and feet. Start small. Stretching out in any way here. You might reach long. You might give the knees a swing. Doesn't matter. Coming up to a seated position. Closing the eyes. Sitting any way that's comfortable for you. Take a breath in through the nose. Let go through your mouth. One more like that. Breathe in. And just let go. Hands come together either in prayer or you can lay them together over your heart. Bowing your head. Acknowledging yourself for making time and space to get on your mat. Acknowledging your body, acknowledging your breath, acknowledging your practice. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.